Easter is just around the corner, and that presents a fantastic chance to sell more books on Amazon. In this video, I'm going to share 5 niches that I've found that I think could be profitable this year. So first off, Easter is a huge niche. So I just want to say that if you don't niche down and look at potential profitable areas, it's really hard to either break through and make sales, or if you do so, to make a profit. For example, last year I created an Easter colouring book, and it wasn't until I started launching the ads for that I realised the price per click was so high, I was never ever going to make my money back on that book. Also, because there was so much competition, I would have had to spend hundreds if not thousands of dollars to even rank on that first page. And that's why I thought it would be interesting to try and find 5 Easter niches that I think could actually be profitable. Let's get going. So the first niche that I found are Easter joke books. So if we come over to Amazon, we can see that there's over 1,000 results, which is so much less than if you search for colouring books, it might be 10,000 or 50,000 plus results. So straight off, you've got slightly less competition. And if we click on the first book that's not an ad, this Try Not to Laugh Challenge Easter joke book for kids, we can take a look at how well it's selling and find out a little bit more information. So straight away, it's got 1,518 reviews, so that kind of tells me that it's selling really well, but let's take a closer look. So this book has a pretty straightforward cover, it's selling for $7.99, and if we scroll down, we can find out its bestseller rank. So we can see here on Amazon, it's ranked 109 in books on Amazon. That is amazing, and it's going to be making thousands pretty much every single day at the moment. That's the power of Amazon, and if you're ranking in those 3-digit territories, you're going to be making a lot of money. So that to me shows there's definitely a huge interest out there for things like joke books for kids around seasonal topics like Easter. And now if we go back to the search results and have a look at some of the other products on the first page, you can see that the covers are good, but they're nothing special. And if we scroll along these next 5, you can see the 5th one here doesn't even have any reviews. So we click on this one, we can see it's a relatively straightforward front cover, and scrolling down to the bestseller rank, it is ranked around 45k. Now that is a great rank to be, especially with a book with no reviews. So to me, that straight away says that I could create an Easter joke book, and even though it didn't have any reviews, as long as I was getting it on that front page with ads, there's every chance of selling a lot of these books around Easter. The next niche that I want to look at is dot-to-dot markers, specifically themed for Easter. So if we search on Amazon for Easter dot-to-dot markers activity book, you can see there's only 404 results. Again, ignoring the first 3 sponsored results here for this keyword, the first one here, again, it doesn't even have any reviews, and that's ranking number 1 for this keyword. So again, just like last time, that shows that if you can rank your book, you don't necessarily need the review straight away. And also what's quite exciting for that ranking number 1 is that if you put enough ad spend, there's every chance your book, if it was good enough quality, could rank number 1 and overtake this one as well. So clicking on this book and scrolling down to the bestsellers rank, we can see it's around 11,000th. Again, that's amazing, and that's indicating it's selling at least sort of 10 to 20 copies every single day. Taking a little look inside this book, we can see that the content inside is pretty straightforward. And what's interesting to note here as well is like the styles, the thickness of the pens is actually differing on the images. So that to me makes me think that it's not illustrated by one person. Maybe they've gathered different dot-to-dot marker content from different places and put it into a single book. So I think there's every opportunity here within that dot-to-dot markers Easter activity book keyword to rank for that number 1 spot by creating a better quality book, a better cover, creating better A+ content and marketing it effectively. Looking at the second result, which has a lot of good positive ratings, this was released 2 years ago. So again, this shows the great seasonal effect of creating something like an Easter book. This was released 2 years ago, and if we scroll down, we can see it's actually 324th in the bestseller rank in books. That's making hundreds, if not thousands, every single day. That's absolutely incredible. And what I would imagine from this book is that it sells really well around Easter, then goes quiet for the rest of the year, and then comes back again the following Easter. And I think that's what we can see here with this book. Taking a quick look at the A+ content, you can see this one's designed more for toddlers and younger kids, but the shapes for the dot markers are really simple. So this would not be hard to create yourself, and you could probably create this book in a couple of days really, just by getting some really nice outlines and filling them up with those round dot markers. The next niche are hidden pictures for Easter. So if we search for Easter hidden pictures, you can see again around 1,000 results. Clicking on the first one that isn't an ad, we see this Easter Puzzles Deluxe. It's currently ranked around 6,000 in the bestseller rank, but as you can tell from this A+ content, it looks really high quality and it's got a coloured interior. And when you produce a book with a coloured interior, it increases the printing cost and reduces the amount of royalty that you can receive depending on what you're selling it for. And that's why this book here is selling for $11.69 rather than like $7 or $8.99. So the pros and cons of something like this hidden pictures book is that it will take a lot longer to make. You might need to employ an illustrator or get someone from Fiverr to make the content for you, but the barrier to entry is so much higher. That means that there's going to be less people flooding the market with these kind of books, less competition, and when you're running ads to these types of books, the cost for the bids of the keywords will likely be a lot lower than something like Easter colouring book, for example. So high quality books like this one will take a while to make, but the benefit to that should be that they'll sell every year because there's less competition flooding the marketplace. Moving on to niche number 4, and that is an Easter word search for kids. Coming on to Amazon again, we can see that this has 747 results. Anything below 1,000 straight away screams opportunity to me. And if we have a look at these results, we can see again that the first result that's not sponsored has no reviews. And if we click on this book, we can see that the front cover is nice, but it's fairly straightforward. It's got 42 word search puzzles to solve and is 86 pages long in total. Taking a quick look inside, the puzzles are really relatively straightforward. And on this Easter 3 word search puzzle here, you can see it's got words like crucifixion, which maybe aren't quite right for kids anyway, but it's also got multiple words. So it's got 2 crucifixions, 2 holidays, 2 resurrections and 2 crosses. That straight away screams to me that the effort put into making the interior of this book was quite minimal. And so there's an opportunity there to create something much better than this and over the long term outsell and outperform this book. Quick note is this book is around 60,000 in the bestseller rank. So again, it's making a decent amount of sales every day. Now for the 5th and final niche around Easter, I have focused on colouring books. But what I want to say here that it's important to niche down further so you're not competing with a huge wide variety of books. So on this one, I found an example, and this is Bible colouring books for kids with an Easter theme. Now this probably isn't niched down far enough because you can see straight away there are over 5,000 results for this term. However, the first book here doesn't really look super high quality, and so let's have a look at this second one and see what it's doing. So this Easter Bible story colouring book looks relatively straightforward. It's for young kids from 2 years old and up. And if we look inside, we can see the content is really simple. That basically just looks like an SVG icon taken from clip art, for example. So this is 60 pages long, sells for $7.99. And if we scroll down, we can see the bestseller rank is around 12,000. So this book is selling a lot. And for the interior of this book, it really wouldn't take long to either gather those elements from somewhere like Creative Fabrica, to make them on AI, or even draw them yourself. So this Easter Bible story colouring book, I think it would be relatively straightforward to make something bigger, make something better, and potentially outperform this one. Okay, I really hope this video is useful and has given you some inspiration of the types of books you could create either this Easter or next Easter. Let me know in the comments below if there's any niches that you found to be really profitable or any that you've tried and just not succeeded in. But for now, if you could hit that like and subscribe button, it really helps. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.